procedure of the meeting. I will make a presentation of this information that we are giving to you today, and at the end of the presentation we'll have questions and answers. And at the end, each person has the right to come down to the microphone, make a question, and pass the microphone to the next person in line. If there are more questions, they can go back to the line and make the second turn. All right. The third point is administrator and supervisor committee, remembering you the public dates of these meetings, and somewhere once, like the next town hall meeting is going to be in September 24, the developer meeting is going to be November 3rd, and the General Assembly dates of the meeting is November 4 for EDR and November 5 for La Ventana del Mar and Las Villas. This year we make a change. So we will start with EDR this year, and then the next thing we will start with Las Villas and La Ventana del Mar. Now we have a presentation by Steve Kinney, the President of the Supervisors Committee, which is the process for HOR supervisor election and owner submitted initiatives. Would you like to come to the front, please?
So anybody that read the June newsletter, this is a repeat of what was in the newsletter, but I wanted to do a little more clarification. Most people didn't read the newsletter, they had some things. So next slide, please. Okay, after the GA meetings last November, the supervisors got together and we discussed kind of what worked, what didn't work, and we decided to do some things that would hopefully makes the process a little bit better. Some clarity on how to do things like submit owner initiatives, to change the way we did some things to increase transparency on what's submitted, and also allow time by doing that debate for people at the HOA prior to the meeting. If somebody doesn't know about something until they show up at the GA meeting, there's not a lot of time to talk about it. But if you know about it ahead of time, you can have discussions about it. We're hoping by doing this, we'll get some participation, or additional participation from people that don't show up. We get, on average, maybe 15% of the owners at EDR that show up or have proxies. That's not a good number. We want to try to increase that so we can get some more proxies and everything else. We're hoping this will do that. Don't know. And then the other thing is we're going to try to streamline the meetings. At least on the EDR side, the meetings just take way too long. So we want to try to shrink it down a little bit. A lot of people leave because they're just tired after 3 hours of sitting here. Next slide. Oh, it is the next slide. Okay. So So what we've done is we put together a process how to submit for owners to submit an initiative. Last year there were some owners that wanted to submit initiatives. It wasn't really clear how they did it, when they had to do it, what they had to do. So we put a process in place to do that. The other thing is when you nominate a supervisor, that gets done on the floor. There's no regulation that says we have to do it on the floor. There's no reason if somebody wants to be a supervisor, they can stand up right now and say, hey, I want to be a supervisor for next year. And start talking to people about why they want to be a supervisor versus the 5 minutes of fame they get at the GA meeting. So we want to give people the opportunity to sort of self-nominate themselves and tell people why they should be voting for everything. And then the other thing is we're going to try to change the agenda a little bit. That hasn't been defined yet, but again, trying to shrink things down, taking into consideration that we have communications that are happening prior to the GA meetings versus happening at the GA meetings. Next slide. To be a supervisor, this year there are no new supervisors being voted on for El Dorado. They were voted on last year. They have a 2-year term. Las Villas and La Ventana del Mar both have supervisors whose terms are expiring. So anybody that lives in Las Villas or La Ventana del Mar that's interested in being a supervisor, they can throw their hat in the ring if you would. There's a form to fill out. That form is submitted to Roberto. Then there's a check to make sure you're qualified. A, you own property there, and B, you don't owe money, you paid your dues. But once you're qualified, we will put your submission into the newsletter, we'll post it on the web, so people can get in touch with you and you can talk to people about why you should be a supervisor. And then we will also, when we send out the proxy statements, right now, for supervisors, it's just a blank. It'll be filled in by whoever's doing a proxy for a person. If people, if you will pre-register, their names will be on the proxies. So that folks that aren't here know who's running and they can check names. There'll also be a blank because there's no restriction. There's no restriction on when you can throw your hat in the ring, if you will. You can still do it at the GA meetings like we've always done. However, we have a September 1 restriction on the names being included in the proxies because sometime mid-September we've got to get all that information to Concord, they've got to process it. So if you throw your hat in the ring October 1, Concord's already got the paperwork to do the proxies. You'll still go on the website, we'll tell you about you in the newsletter, but you won't be in the proxy statement because Concord's already got it and it's too late. Next slide. Owner initiatives, again, we put together a process on owner initiatives, a form to fill out, submit it to Roberto. He will check to see if the initiative is allowed. One comment I need to make to people, I think we had some initiatives last year that violated this, is that the rules and regulations cannot be changed at a General Assembly. If you want to change the rules and regulations, and we have an initiative that wants to change the rules and regulations, it has to be in an extraordinary assembly. So if you propose something that's going to change the rules for the GA, it's going to be rejected because it's not allowed. Okay. Again, we're going to post the ones that are qualified in the newsletter and the website, so there can be discussions about this prior to the General Assembly. Submissions cannot be made at the General Assembly because legally people that aren't here have to know what the initiatives are and have the opportunity to vote for it. And if it's done at the Assembly, they don't know. Okay. Next slide. So anyhow, to find more information, if you go on the HOA web, the documents are under Resources tab. Go down to Governing Documents, the 2016 GA Supervising Initiative Forms, and that's where the forms are. Right now, that's if we have candidates or initiatives, that's where it will be posted on the web. so you can see it and discuss it. So, and again, we will do this every month in the newsletter through October. We will send the same information out. We will send out the forms for anybody that submits a form that's been approved, so that there's a lot of communication and transparency in what we're doing. So that's something that we're trying to do this year, just to make the thing work better for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So you have all the information right now, and if you want to have a little bit more, like Steve said, you can go into the web, there is the information. Thank you. The next point is safety and security. As you know, we have been installing the infrared system in the ranch, and I can tell you that this has been working very good. Each time that we get a signal, our security people goes immediately to the place it was detected. And we have been able to capture, let's say that, in that way. Some people who trespass, we have had from robbers to anybody. We have a young person, his mind was not good. We call the police, they take him to the center of San Felipe, and then they release him because he was just a person who was not in the right mind. But we have caught some people. With belongings, and they are in jail right now. So it's working very well. And we want to keep going on in this program so we can extend the security all around the ranch. We have a couple of robberies. There was one white Volkswagen who was stolen. We recovered it. The owner went to the police station and made his claim. And this is in process, so we are going to have another guy getting shelter for free in the county. I hope so very soon. Taxes, we have been having a situation, well, not the HOA, but there was a situation with the taxes. I'm pretty sure all our owners get with us to get some information about this. This is solved. I have been talking with Mr. Olmos about this, and he already said to me that the situation was already cleared out with the county of Mexicali, the tax collection office in Mexicali. All the accounts are right now unblocked, and if there is someone that still is blocked, just send me an email and I will put you in contact with the person who will take care of it. This is going to be very fast. Collection effort. We are working hard into this. We have been collecting since July last year with the new collector group. They are still in place and they are doing their job. We have to have more cooperation with the people who is not paying dues. You will see in our presentation all that we have been doing, and the ones that are going to our webpage and going to last town hall meetings can review all the things that we have done and what equipment we have buy, remodeling we have done, and all of this is done with the dues. So I invite anybody who is not paying dues to pay their dues, so we can do more, and everybody will enjoy more in the ranch. The community center pool bond. This is the second part of the trial. Remember that we collected the first one. It was ruled by the judge in our favor. This is for cost of legal fees and expenses. So we are waiting this for the legal system to conclude, and we will know how much they grant to us. We presented some projects in the last town hall meeting, like the heat pump solar committee. We are working with this one. We went to FIDE, and FIDE rejected the amount of money because we were not credit subjects, because we have never had credit with anybody. So they say, no, you are new on this, we cannot give you that money. So we say, okay, no problem. Right now we are going to do it with 1/3 of the project, which is the one that consumes more propane, which is the spa pool. So we are going to start this very soon. We already have all the plans and the architect and the engineer are working on this. The other one is the dog park. Several owners came to my office and to the supervisors meeting and asked for a dog park. This project is already signed. We are not investing money, real money, and that is very few. This is going to be located by the entrance of Camino Nuevo, where is the storage in the second road that goes to the mountains. Just going inside, there are several areas that are owner of the developer, and he is going to loan one of those fenced areas so that people can take the dogs over there, and they roam freely there, whatever. And there is a committee who is going to be cleaning up and checking out that everybody is doing the use of the place like it has to be. This is going to start by October when this committee, everybody leaves, so when they come back, everything is going to be ready. We have proposed to have a trash bin there so that people can pick up after their dogs and put it in the trash. For sure somebody has a bottle of water, they empty it, they can put it right there too. So the committee will clean it up. And we will open it at 6 o'clock in the morning and in the afternoon at dusk. We have to remember is that in the summer, dusk can be around 8 o'clock at night. And in the winter, it will be around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So with this say, you have to adjust to those hours. But we'll be open in those premises time. And the other one is the volleyball swimming pool. This is the last page of the book about the pool that we have to close. We are close to that too. And we brought 2 companies from Mexicali. They make their biddings, they make a lot of questions, they receive a lot of answers, and they conclude that there are several things that affected the floor of the pool. And right now we have a proposal that I think so is very firm, and this is something that we are going to start doing, I think so by the start of the next month. Las Villas Building 7 construction. You know that this was a building that was burned last year, 2 years almost. Right now it's finished. 3 of the condos have been delivered to their owners. The 4th owner hasn't come back to the ranch yet. So as soon as he comes back, we will deliver the last condo to them, well, the construction company. But the HOA has been following the construction very closely. I was there each week, at least once, to check that everything was doing in accordance with the contract, all the specifications. And the 3 people who had received the condos, they are very pleased with them. So this chapter is closed. The website, right now we have a new communication manager, who is Arturo Ramirez. He's sitting right there. He's in charge of the HOA webpage right now. In the transition process, it has been assisted by Mr. Bob Miller, who is a supervisor in EDR. Arturo has a degree in computer systems, and he has a diploma in another field of the related career that he chose to work with. And he will be developing, and in time we will see more changes in the website. Cruz Roja. We have this is like an informative issue for you, so you know how is the Cruz Roja doing. In January we have a busy month. Most of the people was treated in Baja Medical Center, and 2 people were transferred to the hospital, Hispanoamericano, and 1 to the Garita crossing border in Mexicali, 3 to the Garita. So you can see right there that we have been using the Red Cross very often. In February it was only 4, which was good. March we have like 6. April around 8, 9, and this and that. So which is very good is that we have this support from Red Cross. We have to thank the people who is behind the effort of putting together the Cruz Roja, who was disappearing 2 years ago. And Barry, we have to thank you for that. We have the support too of BMC, Biomedical Center, which is contributing with money to support the supplies on the ambulances. So I think this is a very good effort to keep our people safe and healthy. The next point is a slide presentation. I go to the front for this one. The first one, we wanted to put flags because it's a symbol of our community. It's Mexico, it's United States, it's Canada, El Dorado Ranch, and La Ventana del Mar. This is my idea of the community. A blend of 3 countries or more, because we have people from Asia, we have people from other countries too. And this is it. A community, strong community working together. In Mexico, with El Dorado Ranch and La Ventana del Mar. Here we have, next one please. What we talk about EDR is a warehouse that we constructed, pickleball courts, pool shades, air conditioners, vehicles, and activities. The construction of the warehouse, it was a big need because we had many small shelters all around, and that takes time, and time is money. When our people has to move to one small warehouse, then to the next one, and then to the next one, sometimes they find out they leave the belt with the tools in the first one, so they have to come back. So in this way, everything is going to be in one place. If they need materials, if they need whatever is going to be in the warehouse. We divide it in 2 sides. One is going to be for security, the other one is going to be for maintenance. So we have a very good building right now, and we put there an office for the administrative guy for security and for the chief of the maintenance and EDR. So these guys are next to their building, they have the keys, they have the control of it, only they have the keys, and there is a process for whatever is needed from the warehouse. Next please. Pickleball court repair. We repair them. This has been a process of learning. When I came in, I didn't know a lot about courts or pickleball or tennis. I know they existed. When I find out that there were cracks, I say, I didn't know that happened. I start investigating, and I went through the National Federation of Tennis Ball Association of Tennis Clubs in the United States, and I read many articles, very interesting articles. And I find out that it doesn't matter how you construct your tennis court or your pickleball court, on time you will have cracks, always. Doesn't matter if you make it with rebars, and you make it with cement, and one piece, you make a stone, on time you will have cracks. So I say, okay, I didn't know that, now I have to live with that. But we are going to keep maintaining them. We repaired the pickleball courts. Right now, they are in this condition. For making it disappear, we have to repaint them. It was not included in the budget of this year, so we just filled it. We just fixed it. Next one, please. The shade that the spa was destroyed with the winds of January, February, and we changed that one. We make a variation right here. It was just this half moon, and we found out that made it flapper. It was flipping all the time, and it was easy to get broken. So we put the bar, and right now it's more attached to it. It's harder, stronger. And we make a very quality buy. So we expect it to last longer. Next, please. Security, glass room, air conditioner. In our security area, we have a lot of control. And when we do these check controls, we make the people go through them, our security people. And it was an oven when we were there. So we decided to put air conditioners. We get the best rate that we can get. And it is right now cool, so they can do the work in good conditions. Our people, when they come in, let's say that we design a U. They come in by one door, they go out by another door, a horseshoe. So when they come in, they open their backpacks, whatever they have, with their lunches, whatever, and we check them up, and then they go through a scan. If they have cellular phones, whatever, they don't have to carry on. We detect them, they are taken out. And then they go to their places in the job. When they leave the job, it's the same process. So we check our people each shift, in and out. These are the security gates air conditioners. You have noticed this year that when we put the town hall announcements, they were in the door, but they keep the door open because they cannot stand the heat inside. So we decided to change it to the front gate, which was easier to see. And right now we put 4 air conditioners in place. We have to do more, but right now 4 of the guards cabinets have air conditioning. Next one, please. We bought more security and maintenance cars. We are very close to finish changing the fleet. The next year we are going to buy the last vehicles to complete the turnover. Then we will be having to buy them in a period of years that we are preparing to have the reserve to do it. And right now we are working on that too. This is a Toyota Tacoma 2008 security. You remember that last time in 2014 it was we bought a fleet of Volkswagens. They did the work they had to do at the time, but they were not cars designed for this kind of work. So we bought at that time what we can. And right now we have these very nice cars, strong, heavy, good for the road that we have to do. Sometimes we have to chase the guys through the desert, and this is very different than a Volkswagen. Okay, next slide please. This is Toyota Tacoma 2006 for maintenance. Right now, do you remember going Romaning his great truck all around? It seems like they have to push it instead of starting it. But right now they have a very good car, and we are going through that. I can tell you that the people right now, our workers, they are very proud. They are very happy with the ranch and with the community because they feel that they are recognized because they are getting the equipment they need and the tools they need. Next one, please. This is a GM Sierra 2006 for maintenance too. Sometimes we have to carry things and they are higher than a pickup truck. So we have the need for this one. This is a pickup truck, but we bought it with the railings so we can move things out and around. Next, please. And this is a third water truck that we buy. This is a 2007. You have been seeing them around. They are very good trucks. The tanks are brand new. As a matter of fact, when we buy them, we talk with the guy who sells us the trucks, and we require a new tank each time. We don't want used tanks. We don't want things that are going to be rupturing in 2 months, 3 months, 1 year. We request brand new tanks. Next one, please. Dodge Journey 2009. This is for administration. This was bought for me. I have to travel each week to Mexicali back and forth. So the car that I have, that I used for 2 years, was an Explorer 2000. It was very, very run at the end of the time. So this is the new car for administration. Next, please. We bought activities canopy. You have seen the guys working in the sun many times, sweating out, and they had to have a protection. When they are out, and right now they can do better things and more enjoyable because they are fresh. Half of the energy is not dissipated with the sun. They can use it to please the people and to work with the people and to have fun with the people, which is their main reason to be here. Next, please. Activities room. We have been requested this from 2 years ago, but in the budget we didn't have the money for the first year, so we put it for the second year, and right now it is here. We changed the floor tiles, we painted all of it, and the ones that have been already there, you can see the change, and I think you will like it very much. We changed the air conditioner there too, so it's cool. If you go to learn Spanish, if you go to have a yoga or whatever activity is down there, it's more enjoyable because of this. Next, please. You have seen now what we are doing. This is until June. For the next town hall in September, we will have more to present to you. We are working, we are half of the year, and we have another 6 months to go. We will be very glad to present you the next things that we are doing in the next time. La Ventana del Mar. We did road repair, kids pool, spa pool, speed signs, sewer treatment plant, and sewer treatment plant underwater pump. If you see the capital expenses presented with the budget, there was not a lot of capital expenses approved. So we are doing this with the budget. Okay? So this is important to mention because for doing more, we need more paying dues. And I am insisting on this because all of this is for everybody. All right, next slide, please. Road repair at La Ventana del Mar. The last year we repaired from the blue gate in the second road, not the main one, in La Ventana del Mar to almost before the corner coming down to Pavilion. We did that with the earth that we took out of the retaining walls that are being done in the condominiums. So we didn't expend money in earth. In that earth that we took from there and put it in these roads, it was the equivalent of around $20,000. We spent only $2,000 in the trucks moving the earth. Next, please. Sorry, this one is this year we made from the entrance of the pavilion to the curb. So right now we have a better road, which was in very bad condition. Still we have to put more earth in it, because we have to be like another 4 inches at least to make it soft, as I forecast. But we expect to have the money for next year. Next, please. La Palapa kids pool and the spa were deteriorated. Mainly the structures were corroded by corrosion, and they were becoming ugly. The tarpaulin that was on top of it was broken. It didn't look good. It was ripping off with the wind. So we decided to change it. We redo the columns and we redo the barbing, the rebars. I mean the bars in the top. And right now they have a blue color. And we put the logos of La Ventana del Mar on El Dorado, so the people remember the brands of El Dorado, that they belong to La Ventana in El Dorado branch. Right now, the process is going to be finished next week because the paint didn't arrive on time. We expected to have it finished by now, but the supplier says, sorry, I don't have the paint, I have to, and we didn't finish it, but next week is going to be finished. I'm for sure the kids will enjoy it a lot more.